operators have told us that they don't necessarily even have to pump the brine into these wells. It will feed into the boulder zone by gravity.
Mr. Garrett, just I'm sorry to interrupt, just to follow up on that. So we've just switched our discussion over to the saltwater disposal well, and we were on the producing well. I just didn't want the committee to become confused. And
Right.
while we're on that subject, the saltwater disposal well, what you're saying is that disposal through that well is generally a gravity feed, which makes
It is pumped, but the mention of that it will feed by gravity is just to demonstrate that the forces that determine where that water go is much more based on the lateral flow in that formation. There's not much motive for it to ascend.
okay, and that is based on the TDS, the salinity of the fluids.
Yes, sir.
There were concerns made that these fluids, which are extracted from the producing well and separated and reduced, can you kind of walk us through that process? I know you're not a chemical engineer,
Right.
but could you please walk us through that process to the extent you can, in terms of how they separate the fluid and what other constituents may be in that fluid?
Not every well in historically in South Florida has produced a blend of oil and brine. One well in particular, I believe it's permit 401 in the Lake Trafford field to the north, produced pure oil. So it shouldn't be a foregone conclusion that there will be salt water to separate. But assuming there normally is a normal part of production operations is a type of separation equipment. It's usually a vertical tower. As you said, I'm not an engineer and don't know all the.
Okay, and I don't want to push you into an
But
agreement, but there is a separation process.
Correct, and it's facilitated by heating and gravity.